지켜볼 수 없다. 이제는 내가 직접 나서야 할 때가 된 것 같구나. 형제들이 검을 높이 들어 첫 번째 저수에게 더 이상 패배란 존재하지 않고 이 땅에 영광의 전투가 펼쳐지리라. 엔타로 GSL.
I can't stop breathing. I'm only burning. We always run.
Ro.24 Pure Armani sOs. 아프리카 TV 프리급 스튜디오 라이브 2020 GSL 시즌 3 코데스 라스트 스탠드.
All right, everybody, it's time for the final best of 3. This is Cure versus SOS. I actually have no idea who's going to take this.
Oh, it's a hard one to predict.
Yeah, I think SOS looks fine against Terran. I think Bomber is a different brand of Terran than Cure for sure. Cure looks really strong. I think he actually could have advanced first out of his group, but he did this sort of weird Thor build against
Didn't understand
Armani,
what he was doing
and then he just got
rush to 2 medevacs and
smothered.
2 Thors and sit in your base with them.
And then got smothered by Swarm Host. So I guess here you are. SOS has had a bad year, but he usually closes strong. But he has not been winning anything major right now. So this is a rough
well,
one.
he's due is what that means.
It's that time. Everdream will be our first map, then Eternal Empire. And if we go to Game 3, it will be on Pillars of Gold. Game 1 is loaded up. This is Cure versus SOS.
영광의 전투가 펼쳐진다. GSL을 위하여. 전투 지원이 들어왔다. 함께일 때 우린 더욱 강하다.
Okay.
Let's go.
Couple of proxy barracks on the way. It'd be funny, like, to do this against SOS, I think is really interesting. Oh my god, 3 proxy barracks. But look, when he gets there and starts the barracks, it's like an Oracle shoots down the SCVs. It's like, yeah, man, his Stargate's over there, you fool.
Stalkers blink onto them somehow.
Oh, look at this. He's looking for it.
Oh!
Oh, boy. What's up, Cure?
What's up, Cure? Out
How
now.
many SCVs do we have out on the map? He should still build all the racks.
Yeah, he makes 2 racks just out of vision.
We've seen that
Probe's
before,
coming
remember?
here. This is the way StarCraft was meant to be played.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
my word. All right. Look at Cure. He's like, this is my life. I made these choices to get to this position I'm in here. Yeah.
I made these choices.
I play all day, every day. I'm so good. I've been ranked 1 in the world on the ladder. And I decided to make 3 racks, and I get scouted.
That is funny.
He's making duck lips now. This is where you're like, okay.
Yeah, it's not even for a selfie.
No. SOS. It's like, what creative, crazy thing can I do now?
Yeah. It's like, well, everything he has is late, and he sacked his economy, sending 3 SCVs out. Well, told you SOS was getting out of this group.
You were right. I thought it was a smart move, but the fact that it got scouted is pretty rough.
Probe gonna harass a little bit here.
Okay, Stargate proxied here.
Yeah, makes sense.
The SCV is going to come in here and scout, but it's going to leave pretty quickly. You wouldn't know anything's being proxied right now. You know it's possible because of how common it is to do.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, you don't know for sure. And look, I'll tell you something.
Probably
I think
look for it.
Cure probably won't win this. I think this is a very hard position to play, and I feel like generally SOS is the best in the world at these kind of situations.
Stuff gets weird, he's very good.
So we have a Reaper out on the map here.
Yeah, he's looking.
And I assume we're just going to have an Oracle. Maybe he makes 2 and hides him and then comes at the last second.
I think he'll probably send it in right away.
Okay.
Just with how everything's delayed, it feels like a pretty decent play. And he probably wants to know what Kira is up to.
Oh, spots it. Very nice.
Yeah, especially now.
That's actually plenty of time, too. You see it's an Oracle, and it's basically just when it started.
Nexus going up as well. Cyclone on the way right now to help deal with that Oracle. Second Barracks. So seems like it's going to be a 1-base all in here from Kira.
Yeah, and that's becoming more and more clear as time passes here for SOS. I mean, that Adept is harassing, but it's also confirming that there's nothing else present at the natural. Oh, man. The thing is, there's enough here, the Oracle can actually just fight whatever it wants.
Yeah, it's going to back out of here. He knew a Cyclone was on the way. He knew when it was going to pop. His Adept was up there. All right, so Blink on the way. Pretty standard follow-up here. And he saw the tech as well, right? He saw the second racks.
Yeah.
So if he just chronos out this Blink, he should be good, right?
I think so. I think he should be fine. Starport coming down here. I mean, this is going to be a short one either way, I think.
Yeah.
The only way it isn't is that Kira does a lot of damage and SOS barely survives, and then Kira gets to expand and SOS tries to catch back up.
Those situations are pretty hard to come by. Like, you have to have such a specific amount of damage done.
Oh, the control is too good. It gets away. Oh, wow. He's going to come here with the Adept and the other Oracle. Maybe try to do a little bit more damage here.
May as well if the Cyclone's not there. Check out what's what.
Seeing the second Barracks, everything else. I mean, what you have to do is brace for impact here. You know there's an attack coming. It looks like it's going to be coming out actually right now. Shield batteries are necessary, Blink, and above everything else, you have to have incredible, impeccable control. Oh, this is actually a great catch. He'll kill the Oracle.
That's really nice.
And you take anything you can get as Protoss in this position. Now, I don't think this is going to be a straightforward attack here from Kira. I think there's a lot of positions that SOS can get into that are going to be hard to engage, especially since he's already in the middle of the map. Blink is going to be done before any units are even fighting.
Yeah.
And so you can flank and run away and kite. I mean, Stalkers are already a little bit faster than everything that Terran has, so...
You need to whittle down as much as you can.
Yeah, and the idea is gets small enough that by the time it reaches SOS's base, he can just take it on. Now, this angle sucks, though. I think he would have wanted to be past that point.
Yeah, it was the worst place to be standing, honestly.
And now there's one Stalker gone, one very low on HP. Okay, a side blink there. Now he can use these Stalkers to try to catch the reinforcements.
Side blink.
You like that? A side blink. The old side blink.
Yeah. I think people don't side blink enough.
we have the push coming. Every little bit of damage counts. Now, the Stalkers can end up killing all the reinforcements, but this is enough that Protoss can be killed here if it's not handled correctly.
Yeah, he's got a lot of batteries, though, so I think he'll be all right. I like the siege position for now.
Well, he probably needs to get a little bit closer here, to be honest.
He needs to start hitting something.
Yeah, even if it's just the batteries.
Oh, I think he should just sit there, Tasos, until
this is what he wants to do.
SOS is dead.
Yeah. Until SOS runs out of minerals and can't go to third base. That's what he needs to do. Now, he set up a good counter here. So Terran's actually heading back, which will sandwich the
yeah, look at
units
this.
that are already here.
Good catch.
Okay, gets that. Oh, can he get the Raven here, too? Oh, maybe not. Wow.
Well, you know what? He ended up getting the medevac. He's making some energy be lost, dealing a little bit of damage. It was a good move from Kira to come back and actually sandwich those.
Yeah.
Because those would have just stopped all reinforcements anyways. But SOS is just getting too much now, right? Like, I mean, I think charge is done now as well. So if SOS just makes units, it's hard to imagine this breaking through.
Yeah. Well, it needs to start working very quickly here. 2 base versus 1 base is one you just can't catch up with if you don't do fatal damage here. And again, you have all of the map to try to kite this. Another probe just coming across, just to confirm there's no other command center there. Okay,
yeah, really focusing on the siege tanks.
Yeah, if he gets it down to 1 siege tank or less, you can just handle it, you know?
Yeah, just Marines aren't going to do that much. There's a medevac coming down there, it is. Very important. Yeah, he's actually lost 14 stalkers. That's interesting.
I don't like this for Terran at all.
No.
I mean, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. Look how many gateways there are.
Yeah.
7 gates.
Well, all he needs to do is make units. I like, though, that Kier keeps pulling back. Well, because he's identifying that there's no chance and he has to reinforce, and so he just keeps doing it. And that's the best you can do.
Maybe Kier can take 1 or 2 good fights, and that's enough to snowball it. Oh, the Raven!
What about it, Tasteless?
It's
Oh,
fine.
you thought that would die? No, I knew it would have 2 health.
Okay. I knew it would have 2 health. That's the best part. Not that it would live, but that you knew it would have 2 health. All right.
Okay, he's dead.
This is it. Let's go to game 2.
Damn, that's a lot of Zealots, man.
All right. Kier is dead. Paying the iron price for trying to cheese out SOS.
Well, you know what? He put up a reasonable fight considering how abysmal his opener was.
Yeah.
To try to proxy 3 barracks, get caught, and have to cancel after and lose your SCV, and it can't be worse. That's the worst opener.
And I guess that was probably the best of all possible, not likely to win decisions that he had to make, was to try to do it all in like that. But you could see SOS knew what to do. Just get as many gates up and just have enough units that as they attack in, you just have more buildings making stuff than they have buildings making stuff.
All right, SOS 1 game away from going on to that next round for those crucial points.
Yep.
Kier, I think, is already pretty much set for going to Katowice.
Yeah, I think so. Eternal Empire will be game 2. Can Kier even this out, or will SOS survive and go on to the round of 16?
He's got kind of a grim look on his face. What must he be planning?
I don't know. Let's see, though. Our game is actually now ready to go, guys. Let's do this. Game 2, Kier versus SOS. The winner survives. The loser is out of the GSL.
영광의 전투가 펼쳐진다. GSL을 위하여. 드래곤 피닉스 게임 큐어 김도. 지리역은 SOS 김유진.
Okay, SOS with the probe now, combing through the lower part of the map here. Is he going to actually try to hide anything?
No, he's looking for proxies right now, but yeah, I guess he probably will hide something considering we see him make a second gas. Wants to play that 1 base.
Wouldn't it be amazing if he found 2 more, or the second time around, 3 more racks there?
Oh my god.
And
so
laugh
funny.
so hard it kills him.
That's the only way Kier's going to advance at this point. All right, command center. Going to be coming down. Should be a proxy Stargate, I would say.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe a Robo, but probably a Stargate.
It feels far away for a Robo.
And this time around, Kier just trying to play a more straight-up style here. You know, it's rough when you try to do an all-in that backfires that hard.
It is a Stargate. See if Kier overreacts, because this seems actually like a pretty milquetoast Stargate, right? I think he's actually just going to, like, the location of it doesn't make me think there's going to be any craziness, like no Tempest, no Void Ray type thing.
I think you're right. No, I think it's a very...
Feels like a single Oracle Nexus.
Yeah, I think you're correct. Maybe it gets in there, gets a little bit more damage.
It's funny, he sees that probe coming back. He's like, okay, I'm on the right path.
So the Adept's going to come forward for some pressure and some scouting. And I think we're going to have a more you know, what looks like a more normal PvT. I do welcome the weird games. It's good to see those dimensions of StarCraft, but I really want to see how these two look in a more standard fight. So the SCV catches the Oracle about halfway done. That's plenty of time for the Terran to prepare.
Yeah, with the Twilight on the way, I imagine he's just going to go into Blink behind this.
Yeah, I think so. Expand, get 3 gates, and just go for Blink play. Oh, this is funny. Because the Adept's there, now this Oracle can kill all the Marines.
Yep. Definitely very well planned there by SOS. Going to get right in, and wow, starting to do quite a bit. It's a while before that Cyclone's going to come out. He's going to use up all the energy.
It's a very cool little tactic there by SOS.
Yeah.
4 SCVs killed.
Plus all the Marines.
Yeah, Marine count lowered. So that's 5? Wow, 5 SCVs and 4 Marines. That's even more damage than I thought.
Yeah. Well, one of the SCVs died that was scouting.
Still, though, that's a lot that he's lost already.
Yeah,
And Protoss doesn't normally get little engagements with tactics like that that actually pay off that well.
No, he did a lot.
Not early on.
He did a lot.
All before the Cyclone's out. The Cyclone is the unit where the Oracle just has to leave.
Well, I don't think he's even going to make another Oracle, to be honest.
No, I don't think so.
The build just, it kind of looked like this is exactly what it was going to be, where he's just like, okay, I'm going to just throw a little wrench into whatever opening you have. It's kind of a cool thing, because he can play macro behind this. Like, it's not the most macro-heavy, like, highest econ, cut corners opener, but just the fact that he's thrown those wrenches into Kira's game plan, right? Like, you have to change how you're going to play as the Terran player here.
And from here on out, you can just use that Oracle to try to tag medevacs or anything else.
It's useful. You scout plenty with it.
And Kira's going to have to be careful if he does try to do anything on the map here. I mean, Blink Stalkers, if you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, you will lose your medevacs.
Well, it looks like he wants to get maybe some damage done here.
Yeah, I don't know if it would be wise to try to blink up into the main.
I don't think he can really get much done.
No, I think it would be a bad move, but
pick off a depot maybe.
I guess he wants the option there.
I could see him like see where he's checking. Maybe he'll blink past that, pick off 2-3 SCVs and recall or something like that.
Okay, sure.
I could see that play.
Yeah, Terran's pretty ready for everything, isn't he?
Yeah. Look, he even has to do that blink. It's kind of funny. Otherwise, he's going to run through some damage. Oh, no.
This can be strong with, you know, what I worry about is, oh, he's just going to go for it. All right. Does he have enough? I guess, yeah, you can just gun down this tank. Only 2 shots off on that tank.
Well, I mean, a Cyclone locked on. We have another tank. This doesn't seem to be super good from SOS.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused, actually.
Not a fan of that one.
This, you know, when people were doing this about a year ago, it was so strong. But now Terrans know what to do. They have the tanks back in the right spot.
He had enough units. Even the landed Viking put in a ton of damage against mechanical
cannons. You saw him attack it and then go, no, this isn't, nothing's going to work. SOS took a lead early on, but it seems like this is starting to even out here.
A little bit. And now his army supply drops pretty dramatically, which is a lot of the times the pain point in this matchup, right? Like, Terran in the mid-game generally gets more supply than the Protoss, who's taking the third and being a bit more greedy.
Yeah.
And you need to live through that moment. So if you do a lot of damage to those Stalkers, sure, great, you're going to live through that moment very easily. But if you lose a bunch of Stalkers, it's going to be a bit harder. It just didn't feel worth it.
Behind this, 5 more gateways are going to finish. There's going to be a third base up and running. Pretty soon here, Terran's going to expand, but we'll also have the opportunity to try to attack and get some damage off on the Protoss. I don't know how much SOS can really rely on trying to blink back inside the main to win. You know, his Stalker count has been lowered overall, and I think the Terran didn't lose much of anything that was of major significance. I guess he lost a tank, but that doesn't really matter that much as the game goes on.
Yeah. A lot of Terrans don't even make tanks later on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good for the first little bit. They're good defensively.
They're mostly made to survive attacks like that.
Yeah.
And so he survived it and killed these Stalkers, so it served its purpose.
Kier powering up a bit here, adding his Raxes at third command center. Almost done. Good scout with that hallucination, seeing the timing of the third command.
Okay, Another tag here.
Quite a few Zealots coming up to join these guys. Has a sentry as well. Now, is he just staging? Oh, look at that! I love this move.
Yeah, this is
When you
something
have
really
that early
simple.
Viking and it stays alive.
Yeah.
It's such a nice way to use it. A little bit of harass right there.
Just running around on its bird legs, you know. That's the thing about Vikings, they got bird legs, Artosis.
With the Ninja Turtle feet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no, that's the Thor.
The Thor, yeah.
Okay, so is he just waiting for the third?
Yeah.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
he just wants to kill the third command.
Yeah.
I think that's the
It's
idea.
like White Raw special tactics of StarCraft 2 here. So I guess the question is pretty straightforward. Is Terran ready to take a third and actually fight an army like this? Look at the probe sent out here. I don't know if he's actually going to make a Nexus, but it probably, you see the probe like that and you say, oh, I got to start getting my third because he's getting his fourth.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, here we go.
It's not like the timing of him taking his third is off or anything. It
No.
looks like he's fine. He's actually got similar army supplies here. But SOS is going to catch him off guard. Do you see how many Zealots he has?
Yeah.
It's actually almost silly.
So Terran's probably going to siege
Look
up.
at this Marine, though. This Marine is going to save him the game.
There's still a War Prism coming in here, but it looks like the Cyclone could probably get this. Warpin! Yeah. Okay,
Look
this
at that
is...
as army walks back. Here comes SOS's army up to the third base again.
And this is a lot of damage here in the main. Here we go.
Oh, the auto turrets, complete heroes here. Kier smashing this army.
Kier's going to fight this off.
Yeah.
Yeah, those auto turrets were really clutch. Wasting the Zealot's charge on that.
Well, that is not a good thing for SOS.
Well, now Kier has such an army. I think counterplay might be unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. How can you stop this? Even the fact that he's making Colossus, I feel like Disruptor is your only chance here. You need Disruptors, and you need them to be a bit lucky.
Okay, Oracle's shot down here. Yeah, I just think that the Terran will come in here and smash this, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
His
there's
army
just no
is
way.
so much better, it's not even
Well,
close.
the Robotech was quite delayed because he wanted to get so many speed.
Yeah. So many
Speed
charge
lots
lots. He had
and- yeah.
like 30 Zealots.
It's weird
Oh,
because
this
I
is-
thought it was actually going to work really well. We've got double Robo, but this is actually in a position where it can be pushed and killed. The only thing Protoss has going for him is this bottleneck.
Yeah. Well, he's going to get 2 more Colossus out maybe. It seems like it's taking Kier a really long time to decide where to attack. Oh, his army's just so much bigger, man.
Well, this is a maxed out Terran here. Oh my gosh. So many reinforcements coming in here.
Even a good defensive mine right there. Starting to take out some of these gates. I like that SOS is sacking his Nat, because, I mean, if he fights that right this second, he's just dead.
Yeah, the problem is that he might lose. Well, he will lose his Nat, but he's going to lose his fourth and maybe even his third here.
Yeah.
The high ground's going to make it tough for the army to push through, but I think there's going to be just so much more damage. All right, he's backing up. He's running for it.
All right, the Colossus getting some very good pairings on some of these Marines,
this
but
is too
his overall
much.
army is so small.
GG. We're going to go to the final game. It's tied up 1-1.
All right, anyone's series right now. That was an interesting one. I thought that SOS's opening was so great, but then he was like, it was like he was just trying to get the freest win ever. Like he's like, what's the easiest way I can sometimes kill a Terran with here? Is it making 30 charge lots and just waiting near his third? But then Kier sends a Marine because he's like, I don't know. Sometimes a lazy Protoss player will just make 30 Zealots here.
It did seem like he just wanted to end it.
Yeah.
And the handling mechanically by Kier was really good. He threw down 2 auto turrets, soaking up all the Zealot attacks.
Yeah, they were attacking auto turrets.
There was
huge.
way too many Marines stimmed out doing damage there.
Yeah.
So this is it, guys. Kier
Well
SOS gets eliminated.
That's so crazy. One of these guys going out in the round of 24.
Code S is so sick now, man. People are so good. Pillars of Gold here for Game 3. Kier versus SOS, the final game of the night. Let's go.
영광의 전투가 펼쳐진다. GSL을 위하여. 힘도. 이력은 SOS 김유진.
Kind of a tense atmosphere in the studio here. I don't know who's going to advance. Both these guys are, I mean, they're just such a big deal with their respective race. It is crazy to eliminate one of these players in the round of 24.
Yeah.
And Armani gets out first, which is, I think, the biggest surprise of the day.
Yeah, it probably is.
The landscape of who's on top is really shifting here.
Which I think is good and healthy, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I welcome that.
I really
No
do want
Artosis.
to see some of these players.
I want the same players to always be the best.
Well,
It's like people who are mega Flash fans. I'm like, really? You don't? He's won almost everything for all time. Like, you just.
yeah.
It's like, I'm a big fan of the Yankees. I'm like, the best funded baseball team. You're a fan of them? That's.
Is
What
there
are we
something
doing?
wrong with being well-funded, Tazes? Or being
Well-
the greatest gamer of all time?
Yeah, there's so much.
There's so
much.
much wrong
Don't you
with it.
see it? Why don't you get it? No, you gotta root for an underdog.
Yeah.
An underdog story is
Look,
exciting.
I'm down. I like Armani's play overall. Like, he had some really cool, like that whole lurker game that he had last year was super neat.
Well, he's becoming one of these, like, super Zergs, where they're so good at everything.
Yeah, he does feel a bit like Ragnarok did. Like a bit over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago.
Yeah.
When Ragnarok really started rising up and showing he could do more than just cheese. It's a similar feeling with Armani where you're like, oh, he's really filling out now, you know?
Yeah.
Looking good.
So we have same ideas here from game 2 being used for SOS.
Yeah.
Look, I think SOS actually could have won that game had he not thrown away the Stalkers, had he not just tried to do this weird all-in after he had
was
a
like
pretty
trying to
substantial-
finish it so many times.
Yeah, it's like
needlessly.
he needed to chill out. I mean, the thing is, SOS is tricky. This is why people hate prepping against him because, you know, it seems counterintuitive, but that's why it could have worked. But Kier was so clutch. So this Adept actually gets in here. This is not a great start.
No, it certainly is not.
Good catch here on the SCVs.
Well, he damaged them a bit. See what the Oracle does, how many it can clean up.
Look, that SCV is like praying to that temple.
It's a Protoss temple.
I know, he's in trouble.
Right, sees that Oracle. Ah, not much here for him.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't doing anywhere near the kinds of damage it did in game 2. Not that it's necessary to, but...
Yeah, you don't have to, but killing only 2 workers and getting your Nexus this much later feels like we might have a little bit of a lead here for Kier now.
I think so. But we do have different tech choices here. We have a Dark Shrine coming down.
The Dark Shrine, you mean the one that the Reaper flew past the millisecond it went down? It's so funny. That's like the
Now I want to
greatest
see if
scout
it
ever.
cancels it.
You know how much trouble you got in for canceling stuff against Armani, Tasis?
Yeah. This is different. I guess he's going to go for it. I feel like them spotting the Dark Shrine the second it's been made is about as bad of a position as you can be in for SOS.
Well, you know, the Dark Shrine, like, DTs make you do a lot of things. You don't necessarily need to make them or make many of them. Like, even one can be all right. We've also seen in the past, there was this one game that SOS had a macro blink DT build, which was kind of interesting. I don't think it can work here because the natural is kind of on like high ground compared to around it, so you can't really blink into it to harass, but I don't know, I guess we'll see what he does with it. Can't cancel everything, right?
Well, you say that, but... Okay. A little bit of pressure here. I don't think we're going to see SOS overextend this time around. I think he's being very patient, very cautious.
More stalkers being made. Raven, of course, coming out.
Terran continuing to power up. Protoss will be taking a third in a little bit here. And it's been a quiet game for the early part here. Just continually coming in there with the Oracle, just checking, taking little peeks anywhere you can.
And, like, I don't think he should be trying to blink in again. Yeah, third Nexus on the way. Still has that Dark Shrine. No DTs made as of yet. Okay, he's going to try it. Maybe this is a recall strat.
Yeah, I think he's going to just curve his way to the side here.
Yeah, something like this is... I like this more than what he did the other game.
Well, he certainly hasn't lost as much. He's actually still doing damage.
Yeah.
You know, until a tank sieges up, you're kind of free to do whatever you want.
Yeah. He's actually going to make a cancel on the barracks. Ooh.
Okay, a blink in here. Now oh man, I think SOS kind of did the same thing in the end.
It was better than last game's.
Yeah, that's for sure. And now he does a recall.
Only gets 2 out, but I mean, it's definitely worth a recall to get 2 stalkers.
The game 2 stalker blink in here was like, it just didn't do enough, right? But again, I think even that with that game 2 could have been won by SOS had he not done the all-in timing.
Well, it looks like he's doing something kind of similar here right now. He's going up to 8 gates.
We have charge coming here. There's 5 more gateways.
Yeah. So 8 gate charge blink. His Oracle did a bit less than game 1, but his Stalkers did a bit more.
The Oracle's also still available now to try to keep tagging the army. I mean, we see the 3rd CC started here. Maybe he just tries again. Maybe there's something subtle with the control or the execution that we just don't know about, that he sees, okay, I actually messed that up. If I do it again this time, it'll work.
I don't think he's going to do it again. He just added 2 gases.
Yeah.
So that looks like it's more tech heavy, right? Like you don't need 2 more gases to make Zealots.
Right. Well, he's getting Robo now. I guess charge is just a good upgrade to have.
Yeah, you definitely want it. You need it to stop pushes and whatnot. But I don't think it's going to be that thing that we saw where he makes 30 Zealots and just tries to, like, bamboozle him when he goes to his 3rd. He's like, aha, I got you.
No DTs made, right?
0.
Just skip the tech. Smart, actually.
Just
when you get scouted, just keep it, make him defend it, don't even use it.
It's just a big flagpole.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, by the way, that he made the gases at his 30 and he doesn't have them at his natural.
Yeah.
That like kind of makes it a little bit tricky, I guess. If you scout the gas at 30, you're like, wow, he has a lot of gas. You know?
Yeah. No, it's a very unusual pattern to try to get your gas from. So right now the Protoss is just waiting. You sit and you wait. See if there's going to be an opening. Terran's turtled up and continuing to upgrade. Terran is going to be itching to come out in a little bit here, because you need to get that 3rd base up. Protoss will then get the 4th unless Protoss decides to do some kind of special timing attack. A War Prism's inbound here as well to meet up with the rest of the army.
Aha, here's how it's different. 2 High Templars. Okay, good tag there.
It's going to be an Archon, right? He doesn't have Storm, right? No, yeah. All right, here we go.
Oh, he catches a chunk of the army. Very nicely done.
Yeah, but the bulk of it is actually far away enough that the Zealots can't quite charge in.
Yeah, and they already had used their charge as well. So he's actually just losing all the Zealots. I'm sorry, the only difference here was he made an Archon. No Prism in the main base.
What's funny is, yeah, he did try to basically do the same thing.
Very similar.
And this isn't working.
There it is. There's the warp in.
Okay, well, let's see what damage this actually does.
Well, it looks like Kira's not moving across the map anymore. Oh, God. SOS. Losing some more Stalkers.
Archon almost dead now.
Huh. I mean, this is pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Kira's just going to kill him, man.
Kira's definitely in a dominating position.
Storm is almost halfway done, so the Terran should just be able to get up there. SCVs are pulled.
Yeah.
And, you know, there's definitely something wrong with the way SOS approached this matchup, this game here. Like, whatever he's trying to do doesn't work against a player like Kira.
Well, just overall, it's been kind of wonky. Like, his blink-ins aren't really doing it, and then he's just making a lot of charge loss.
SOS is actually playing just very poorly, to be honest.
I wonder if he went down some meta game in-house rabbit hole, you know?
Oh, we're like
Where
him
this
and his
is
partners.
working against Maru or something because of something Maru's doing? Oh, damn, that pylon is powering a lot of buildings.
Yeah, there's a disruptor out. And we have counterplay here from SOS, but the damage is already being dealt back at home. I mean, this is pretty devastating, man.
That's a huge amount of damage.
I don't know what is back at home here for Cure. I mean, I know he's only on 2 bases, but... Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's going to break this.
I don't think so.
No, it's not quite enough.
No, I think if he can use his SCDs and everything else that's here, he kills us off.
Yeah.
The main is in shambles here. Nothing is powered. SOS is getting eliminated, guys. Kills the disruptor.
Oh, man. Never even got a shot off with it.
GG.
All right, well, that means Kira moves forward in SOS. He is very unlikely to be at the World Championship at this point, I think. But I do believe he still has a chance. Even though he's had kind of an abysmal season, a lot of players are going. It's a bigger pool overall from Korea. Will be going to IM Katowice than BlizzCon.
Yeah.
I'll calculate before Super Tournament exactly what he needs to get done. But that's it for him out in the round of 24.
Yeah,
He's having a terrible year.
It's sad. I feel for SOS, but then you look at the games and you got to say, yeah, I mean, you're not going to advance to the round of 16. Not with that.
No.
Bums me out. I mean,
not with that twice and the games he played against Armani twice.
No. He does not cut it. We're in a different era right now. But Cure does survive. Again, Armani gets out first. We have an interview set up here. Let's see how Cure is feeling.
And the second player to move out of Group D is Cure of Dragon Phoenix Gaming. Congratulations. Thank you. And you were almost eliminated in the final match, but you did proceed to the round 16 match. How do you feel? No, actually, I thought I would lose against SOS because I find the TVP really hard right now. So if I do meet SOS in the final match, I knew that I would lose. But you know, SOS played really passively in the final match, so I was really scared. So in the final match, I'm really curious as to why you use a proxy build. So in the season 2, you were eliminated because of Protoss. So can you tell us about that? Well, when I play TVP, I need to go for siege tanks. But if I do go for tanks, you know, I'm left in a situation where I lose. So I think me advancing to the round of 16 today was quite lucky. So you're saying that if you go for the tanks, you're left in a situation where you lose. Okay. So let's talk about the winners match. It was a little disappointing for you. So there were some moments where you defended the Zerg army so perfectly, but you did lose in the end. So what were some disappointing points about that game? Well, you know, going for the macro game Zerg is really hard to win. And in the second set, in the third set, I think I went quite 50-50, but I think I lost because of skills. In season 1, you were the finalist. And season 2, it's been quite rough for you. So what are your objectives for this season? Right now, I feel like it's going to be really hard. I'm going to need to find some solutions before I move on to the round of 16. But despite that, many fans expect you to win the GSL this season. So anything you want to say before you go? I was almost eliminated. But in the final match, you know, I often lost to SOS. So I was a little worried. But I think despite that, I still played quite comfortably. And I think from the round of 16, I'm going to have to try harder and try to show a better performance. So let's see if Cure can lift up the trophy this season. Once again, congratulations on your advancement. Thank you.
So cool, man. Cure advances. I am sad for SOS.
Yeah.
But you know what are you going to do, man? Like, if you play like that, there's no way you get to round of 16.
It's true. It's true. He did not bring his A game tonight, nor this year.
Everything was obsolete.
He's only okay.
Everybody's
showing
using
with
iPhones.
Katowice.
He's like, check out my record player.
Yeah.
Like, look,
That's
this
weird.
is a smartphone. He's like, I can put string between 2 paper cups and talk to you. It's like,
Well, his hipster friends think his builds are cool, but
yeah.
they don't work in the real world.
Check out these builds. You probably never heard of them before.
Definitely did not. Definitely did not.
Yeah, I just don't even know why he was playing like that in the last game. It's like he was just trying to end it. I don't think you need to end it at that point in time. He already had the lead.
Yeah.
Guys, Group E is just around the corner. That'll be Saturday, 1 p.m. KST, as you know, when we're always on. Innovation Hurricane, Zhaon, and Sue. Now, also, we have an extra ASL day that day. It's on the same channel, so we're going to bang out these games, and then everybody's going to go down to our other studio, and we're going to have some ASL.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a super long day for us, but a super cool day for StarCraft.
It's going to be a great weekend coming up. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty good group right there, too. I mean, he obviously has his 2 big favorites, but don't sleep on those Protoss boys. They're not bad at all.
And look, I hope SOS gets better, maybe in Super Tournament, maybe next year, but I don't know what he's doing. The PVZ games,
slump.
they were way too eccentric.
It's weird because he really is up at the top of the ladder, but I guess, I don't know.
I have no idea. The position he gets into, he also had really bad stalker attacks where the stalkers were getting hit from every angle, and he kills some stuff, but he loses most of it. And then he still sets up to try to end the game right away. I don't understand.
Yeah, it felt like he violated all of the fundamentals of RTS, and
Well,
I
usually
was waiting for him to win and show me something new, but instead he lost.
Usually SOS is the RTS's RTS player. RTS player's RTS player. You know what I'm saying? If you're a big fan of RTS, the way that he plays
Well, it's so
really
much strategy.
speaks to you. Yeah.
So many mind games
You
and
can- you can-
strats.
he usually is able to exhibit why StarCraft is so deep and so cool, and I don't even know what I was looking at.
Well, today he kind of exhibited that you need to follow some core principles that exist within the game, or you're going to have a very hard time. Because that's exactly what we saw. His opponents played solid, and he kind of like...
No, I don't know. Yeah, it's just...
He just got smashed. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Ugh.
I mean, I want to see him win. He's SOS. He's excited.
Yeah, but there's no way you win with the games like that today.
Not like that.
But Armani really pulling it together. He's starting to look a lot more like these other top-tier, untouchable Zergs. Bomber, unfortunately, does not survive. He does. I mean, he is from a different area, but a different era, excuse me. But he's also looking like his play is from a different era. That being an old one that is not applicable to 2020.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if he sticks around and keeps with it and improves, because we know that he can. It's not like this is impossible for him to get up to a high level in Code S.
It takes a hard time, a long time, I should say. It's really hard to actually get back into the shape you were.
Yeah.
Even if you've been
Lots of hard work.
one of the best in the whole world, you take some years off, and like, there's so much you have to know.
Yeah.
So much of StarCraft is just knowing every weird situation, how to handle it perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the matchups and all the maps, that's a lot.
It is.
Anyways, guys, that's all the time we have. We will see you on Saturday, 1 p.m. KST, and then 7 p.m. KST for ASL as well. We love you. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.